Do you want to start your online coaching business but have no idea what steps to take? In this video, you'll discover the exact 6 steps to start your online coaching business today, even if you have no audience, website, or prior experience. So let's dive in. Step number 1 is to pinpoint the problem that your coaching solves. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what type of coach or consultant you are. When somebody hires you as their coach, they are looking to solve a problem. Whether you help them solve a problem in their leadership or in their finances or in their business or their relationships or their health, people hire coaches and consultants to solve problems. So if you are unclear or broad and what that problem is, no one will engage with your messaging online and no one will think of you. You won't be top of mind when somebody is wondering about a problem they need to solve. So it's really critical before you get into funnels and social media content and putting your offer together. Let's first take a moment to pause, to slow down, and to really think down to paper what is the primary problem that you solve. I'm sure that your coaching, like mine does, could solve many problems. But many problems is not how you want to market it. You want to market it as one. Yes, there's different doors that people can walk through. There's going to be different tools and resources to get your name out there and to generate leads in your business. But if you're not clear, if you're not known for one single problem to solve, you will struggle on starting the business. So that is hands down, before anything else, step number 1. Step number 2 to starting your online coaching business today is to, of course, package your offer. If you're unclear on your offer, how in the world are you going to get a paying client? I could refer somebody to you who's a perfect fit client. And after the call they have with you, they say, listen, I am ready to hire you as my coach. Here's my credit card. How do I get started? And if you don't have an offer, then there's no client. So what is your offer? How long is your offer? Are you working with a client for 6 weeks, for 12 weeks, for 12 months? What's the cadence or the duration, or what's the cadence and the frequency of your coaching calls? Are you meeting with them weekly? Are you meeting with them bi-weekly? And of course, what's the pricing? I have additional videos here on my YouTube channel that you can watch to clarify those things, but the simple tool and resource that I want to share with you as a free gift that I think would be really useful is one of the first things you need to get clear on when coming up with your offer is your price. But if you're a brand new coach, how in the world do you know what to charge? Well, I've got a free pricing guide for coaches. It reveals the exact dollar amounts that you could charge for your one-on-one coaching, your group coaching, your online courses, and even corporate trainings. So if you want that for free, just click the link in the description below and download it. It'll be my gift to you. So start there. That'll help you start thinking down, and you'll see the different models that you can model for your coaching offer, for your signature coaching program. But that's step 2, is clarifying and packaging that offer. Step 3 is something I've mentioned in previous videos, but something that very few people actually do. And so I'm going to repeat myself here. And it's leveraging the relationship capital that you already have by conducting market research interviews. Now imagine that once you're clear on the problem you solve and the person that you're serving, who your niche is, you may be able to think right now, if I was to ask you, are there people in your network, maybe they're ex-coworkers of yours, current friends or family, people that you feel represent your ideal client? They may be struggling with the problems that your coaching can solve. They are consuming information, YouTube channels, podcasts, they're reading books, they're looking for help on that topic. If there are those people, then it's very likely that they may be or be connected to your very first or your next paying coaching client. And so instead of putting all this time and effort into complicated tech and funnels and AI and all this stuff, which again, eventually could help for sure your business, but in the beginning, let's start with the relationship capital that you've already built. Let's start by thinking about the people who already know, like, and trust you, and conduct market research interviews. And what a market research interview is, and there's tons of videos about what those are on my channel as well, is where you connect with them and you interview them and you ask them for a favor and you say, hey, listen, I'm launching a brand new coaching business in about 30 days. I'm looking to interview a couple people that I trust so I can make this program to be as valuable as possible. Can you do me a favor and can we meet on Zoom for 20 or 30 minutes later this week? Super simple ask, right? And then on that, you're not selling them. So if any of you feel like resistant to this idea, you're not pitching your friends and family. That's not what I'm encouraging you to do. What I'm encouraging you to do is to genuinely ask them serious questions about their goals and their challenges and their frustrations and their obstacles. Of course, related to your coaching, not just about anything, but related to the service and the value that you provide. And so not only do you get great market research from this, which you're going to use in all of your future marketing, but towards the end of the call, you're going to transition. And instead of interviewing them, you're going to say, okay, well, let me just give you some of the details of this program because I want to get your feedback on it. Here's who it's for. Here's what it's about. Here's the problem that they solve. What do you think? Does that sound valuable? Do you feel like I'm missing anything? Is there anything you would add? Right now you're asking these questions, and once they understand your program, then you can say, I'm curious, who do you know that you think would be interested in this? Is there somebody that comes to mind? And you may think that this is you trying to sell them, but you're not. You're genuinely asking who they know, and they can choose whether they want to say that they're interested in it or whether they want to connect you with somebody or whether they don't want to do that at all. But if you're like most of my clients in Fearless Coach Academy, you probably have a handful of people that you could do this with. And if you're like my client Rachel, who's done this before, she literally learned this strategy in the first 2 weeks of her coaching. And in the first 30 days, she enrolled 4 $3,000 clients right out of the gate. First month of coaching, 12 grand, boom. Not because she built a LinkedIn following or a YouTube following or a Facebook group or an email list or any of that stuff, but because she just did market research interviews. So don't sleep on this. This is really, really important and really useful. Let's go to the final 3 steps to launching your online coaching business. Step number 4 is to enroll your first 5 coaching clients. Think of it as a challenge. Think about all those health and fitness challenges out there. We're racing. We're doing a race and a sprint to your first 5 clients. Why? Because that's the goal. That's what we want to optimize for. I see so many coaches in their first 90 days of launching their business distracting themselves with business cards and websites and logos and all this stuff that does not matter at this stage. The only thing that matters is getting your first handful of clients in the beginning. Then the only thing that matters is delivering great value, right? But first, you need clients in order to deliver any value, right? You can't focus on optimizing your program if you have no clients in it. So whether it's market research interviews, whether it's speaking at events, or whether it's talking to your network, whether it's maybe you do have a social media following. Maybe you're putting some posts out there on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on whatever channel you're on, right? And that is the goal. So kind of step 4, is to sprint to enroll your first 5 paying clients. If you want to know how to do that, we have a whole sales process called the Effortless Enrollment Framework. It's unbelievable. And I actually have the whole process in a script, a word-for-word script. If you want it, it's literally our high-converting sales script for coaches. You can just click the description below and download it through the link in that description, and it'll be totally free. So I encourage you to take that script, use it on your next sales call, and let me know. Hopefully you'll be celebrating enrolling your next paying client. Step number 5 to launching the business is collecting case study interviews. Now, you may have seen some of mine if you've been a subscriber and a follower on my channel for a while. But if not, a case study interview is where you, after getting a client a great result, it doesn't have to be at the end of your coaching. It could be, a month into your coaching. But when your client gets a great result, it's asking them to do a case study interview. And a case study interview is where you hop on Zoom with them like this, and you ask them a series of questions. And it's not long. It could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But you ask them a series of questions about their journey working with you. And that journey not only talks about the results that they got, but also the challenges that they struggled with. And when you stack these case study interviews, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, now the perceived value of your coaching skyrockets because people see that there's others that got genuine results working with you. In the beginning, there's no social proof, right? Most coaches may throw a testimonial on their website or on their LinkedIn, but what they don't have is video testimonials where you're on the video. So that's what a case study interview is. that is something that you definitely want to do. You can check out some of ours on fearlesscoachacademy.com. It's super valuable to have these case study interviews because it'll really justify the value of your coaching so that you can increase your prices and make the biggest impact and earn more income in your business. The sixth and final step to starting your online coaching business is, at this point, you've worked with clients, you've gotten them success, you've gotten some testimonials. You want to ask for referrals. The sixth step is to ask for referrals. And think about installing a referral system in your business. Sometimes it can feel awkward, right, to ask for a referral. But that's if you waited too long in the coaching relationship. Imagine that you've worked with somebody and you've worked with them for 3 months, 6 months, and at the very end, you ask them for a referral. Man, that can feel super uncomfortable. But what if in the first coaching session with them, you just plant the seed of, hey, provided that we get you great value and you get great results, would you be open to connecting us with somebody who you think we could help, down the road? I ask that in every single one of our new client kickoff calls. The first call that we have with a new client, we go over our commitments to each other, we review the coaching agreement, and one of the agreements is the invitation for them to make a referral at a certain point. And again, do I ask for them to do that in that moment? No. But what I ask them to do is, are they willing to, provided that they get support in the future and they get value? Of course, the answer is going to be yes. And now, when you've got them committed to that up front, it's super simple and not awkward at all to be like, hey, thank you for celebrating that huge win and breakthrough that you just had. Remember when we started our coaching, I asked if there was anyone who you knew that we could help. And so if you know someone who wants that result, does somebody come to mind? And now you get referrals. And when you can formalize this and give your clients commission and incentivize them with referral fees to send you referrals, that unlocks a lot of potential. So those are the 6 steps to starting your online coaching business today. It's not complicated. As a recap, you're pinpointing the problem of your coaching service. That's step 1. You're packaging your offer. You're conducting market research interviews. You're enrolling your first 5 paying clients. You're collecting case study interviews. And then finally, you're asking for referrals. So since you are watching this, I'm going to assume that you are in the process of starting your own coaching business. So I want you to make a little public declaration here on my video. How many clients are you declaring you'll work with between now and the end of the year? Go ahead and leave me a comment below with the number of clients. That way I can check in and hold you accountable. And before I wrap up this video, I noticed that the majority of you watching this are not subscribed. And so if you got value from this and you never want to miss a future video, then click subscribe right now so that you always get this content for free. And once you've subscribed, make sure to check out my free online course on how to start a profitable coaching business and enroll your first paying client in the next 30 days. Click up here, watch that video, and I'll see you in the next series.